Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Bright and early daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Saturday. Hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. Maybe some of you will be programming. Let's just get into today's topic. I want to talk about addiction. Maybe I should talk about this topic more. Kind of a depressing topic, at least for some of us. I've battled addiction, and I think I still battle it. I've been sober for quite some time. But let's just get into it. Addiction is a messenger. It's a sign that something's going wrong inside of you. There's a part of you that's screaming out. You have a wounded bird in there. It's a problem of the soul. And you're using this substance as medication. Maybe it's just to quiet the mind. Maybe it's just as an escape, but you're medicating. Medicating a wound, a weak part. This is why it becomes a crutch. The substance becomes a crutch for the weak part inside of you that's crying out. Your addiction isn't just pleasure seeking, it's a misdirected search for wholeness. The shadow part of you, the dark side of you, has come out and it's out of control. And it just simply means that you have something unresolved down in there. And when you fix that, when you heal that broken area, you'll finally be able to get past your addiction. So this is why therapy is important, is to find what is unresolved within you. It's not just simply going to rehab and learning how to get through your day without getting high. Why are you getting high? What is it doing for you? Where does it lead you? Does it pacify you? You know, like a pacifier, like a little baby. Why do they give babies pacifiers? Just because they like to suck on stuff? No, it's psychological. So you're not really, when you think about it that way, you're not really addicted to the substance, although chemical substances do have their own, nature, but you're addicted to the feeling, to the forgetting, to the escape. Escape from what? Escape from pain. So you have to face it. You have to face those demons. Those demons will chase you forever, and you won't be able to outrun them. You have to turn and fight. You have to start working out. You have to start getting smarter. You have to be able to have a sword and a shield and turn and fight those demons. You're not going to outrun them. I mean, it's interesting actually, because the addict is not only trying to self-medicate, but they're trying to undergo a transformation. Why are you using drugs? Why are you getting high? Why are you drinking all the time? You're in the process of desperately trying to undergo a transformation. Of course, you're doing it wrong. Your dark side has taken over. The shadow isn't the transformative side of you. It's interesting because it's almost like an evil spirit. And I'm not trying to get religious. But it's kind of funny how, in like old world English, they call alcohol spirits. It's an energy that can take you over. I used to do the craziest stuff when I was drunk. It would just, release my inhibitions, and I could be the life of the party, but I could also rob the shit out of you. I could go on a mission with a machine gun, sitting in the passenger seat of a car, nice and drunk. I would shock myself at the things that I could do, how my dark side could come out. Like a spirit would take me over. I forget who said it. It might have been Jordan Peterson. I don't remember. It might have been Alan Watts. They said that addiction is the ego and subconscious at war. I think Carl Jung said it. I'm terrible with quotes. Addiction is the ego and subconscious at war. I mean, that's pretty deep. We've talked about ego before, and I'm not one of these types that wants to destroy the ego. I think there's a purpose to it. We have it for a reason, but I think you have to keep it under control. And your subconscious does harbor so much psychology of who you really are and what's really going on with you inside your brain. Your dream world can release a lot of this stuff, and that's why sometimes dream therapy is so powerful. So there's something going on, and you may not even really understand it or recognize it. But it may be swirling back inside your subconscious mind. And it's possible that your ego does recognize there's an imbalance. And it's your ego that's taken you to the dope. It's your ego that defends the addiction, drives you to it. See, when we talk about this in a lot of these videos, you don't want to purge yourself of this shadow, of this dark side, of that monster within. Because I have a monster within me that's a drug addict and a murderer. And I used to sit in therapy twice a week with this former Hell's Angel down in Santa Monica. And he's a licensed therapist, and I would tell him all my problems and complain to him how I wish I wasn't like this. I desperately wanted to be like a different person, a better version of myself, a more wholesome version of myself. I wanted to somehow be like a different Sky. And he said, you know, you are who you are, and you have a dark side to you, and I suggest you never get rid of it. He's like, I get these wimps in here, these little office boys in here. They can't lift a finger. They can't stand up for themselves. They don't have any balls at all. He's like, all you need to learn how to do is control it. He's like, don't get rid of it. Don't turn yourself into one of them. You'll be right back up in here crying about a whole different set of issues. Keep that dark side. Keep that evil side. Keep the monster. Just tame it. So, if you're struggling with addiction, think about what wound is down in you. When I thought about this, I realized that it was a lack of love, and that one of the reasons why I had been doing crack, doing PCP. You ever mix crack and PCP? It's just a waste of crack. PCP is way too powerful. What do they call it? Space base. They used to rob people for crack. And I realized that I was doing all this simply because I was desperate to be loved. That was it. Pretty simple. I mean, that's heavy duty, but I can get through that. And I did. And as I learned to love myself and learned to build more relationships in my life, that wounded little boy inside of me kind of grew up a little bit. That monster inside of me became less powerful. I was able to start driving the ship. I got myself off the streets. I was homeless. I stopped committing crimes. I saw the light. Literally. Became religious. Became a good person. Started learning about morality. I didn't even know what it was. I was that far gone. I didn't know what a good person was. I don't know what that is. I just to study it, like Google it. So you got a lot of work to do, but you got nothing but time on your hands. What are you doing anyways? Sitting around getting high? As you're sitting there wasted today, think about what hurt you and what is this drug doing for you. You figure this out, you'll get past it. I went sober in a day. I had a lifetime of addiction on many substances. Used to rob fools for drugs. Go to jail, I don't give a fuck. Put me in jail. I get high in jail. I know everybody there. If I could change, you could change. Food for thought.